Yeah. So the
Because
potential
it's
you saw
not.
in Jarrett, I want to know what potential you
Mm.
saw in Jarrett because we can't see that because that's the show doesn't show us that. No. I mean, like the show doesn't show us that. That's what I mean. Sorry, I didn't mean like a shade. Like we can't see it because of the show. The show doesn't show us that. So I'm not saying that you that. I'm saying the
Okay.
show doesn't show us that. So
Okay. Mm-hmm.
what were you seeing as potential? I didn't mean that as shade, Jarrett, just in case. But
Right.
my shade is reserved for other
Just in
videos.
case.
But what did you see as potential? That's what we want to know.
Jared's actually a really he's a really kind man, and if someone really does need him, like he'll go for it, and he'll give his all for that. I mean, clearly not for me, but like for his friends, for his family, like he really is like a very giving person, and he's a little bit too lenient when it comes to because people will literally stab him, and like he's still like such a forgiving person. He has a really, I think it's
Mm,
an attachment issue kind of thing, but he has a really hard time like letting it go. But I think that also comes from his heart. I mean, at the end of the day, like the bless his heart. Bless his heart. He has a good heart. That's why I keep saying he's not a bad guy. Like he's just ridiculously unhealed, and he's been lying to
person,
himself
yeah.
for a very long time. And he has people around him who also they might call him out for a second, but they're also indulging in the same stuff that he is. It is his culture, and it's really disheartening to watch. Just watching him like slowly disintegrate because I'm like, bro, you have, and he's a very emotional person. He has all these emotions, but he doesn't
It
release, and that's
wrote,
what I
yeah.
really saw. And I was like, bro, let me help you. Like I can help you. I know how to do it. I know I used to be where you are, but again, I shouldn't have taken that on as my responsibility. But I mean, that's what I saw him for the unhealed, broken person that he is, and I wanted to
Mm.
like just help mend some things. Why do we do that? Why do we do that?
Do you want the truth or do you want the truth? I
No,
can
dead
say it
ass.
for
Why do we
you.
do that? Dead ass.
I
Why do we
mean,
do that?
listen, it's the same energy we call Build a Bear Boo round here, okay? And Build a Bear Boo is partly, listen, first and foremost, you can see yourself in him, right? So that's
Yeah. Oh,
first,
for
honestly, that's the
sure.
truest thing, you can see yourself in him, right? And number
Yeah.
two, you actually have the tools which you have helped yourself with. You can see yourself
Yeah.
helping the person get to the other side, right? So it's a genuine
Yeah.
interest. You genuinely want to help them. The other
Mm.
side, baby, let me take my glass off for this part. The other side, which people
Oh,
don't
I'm
like to
ready.
talk
I'm
about,
ready. Mm.
is that it's also wedged in ego. I know it's
Mm.
painful to say. It's wedged in ego.
Honestly, it feels nice to be needed. It feels nice to
There we
like
go.
know you have the tools that someone else doesn't have. It's like, no, but I can help you. I can help you.
There we
My
go.
God. Why do we do
There we
that?
go.
I mean, I know why we do that, but like
Well,
even still,
because
like Jesus.
we need to be valued. You know what I mean? And it comes from
Yes.
our childhood. Our
Yes.
childhood of we want to be two things. We want to be seen and we want to be heard, right? And when
Mm.
those two
Mm.
things are not being done to us, we find our ways to be seen and to be heard. I think we were literally talking about this yesterday about having daddy issues, and I was talking about my own even. But
Mm.
the need to be seen and to be heard presents itself in different ways. Some of us have a
Mm.
healing spirit, and we realize when we start to put ourselves in a position where we begin to heal people, we're suddenly seen and heard. So we then
Yeah.
interpret that into relationships, and then we're trying to be seen and heard in a relationship by
Yeah.
healing people, right? And so that
Yeah.
we end up choosing partners who will be broken and who are quote unquote
Yes.
a project,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and then we try
Yes.
to fix them up, because what will happen is if they get to the other side, then they will end up loving us the way that we want to be loved, which is they'll appreciate us, they'll
Ooh.
see us, they'll need us, and
Ooh.
everything like that. The reality is, when you create Frankenstein always kills the creator.
Come on. Come on. Come on, truth. Come on, truth. That was beautiful. But that was
Don't
all
worry, babe,
facts.
I'm thinking to myself.
That was literally all facts. I do like to be seen. I do like to be heard, and I do like to be valued.
Mm.
Why can't I just now I'm learning to like channel those things in healthier ways into getting those needs met. Because I don't know what the fuck that was. It was a blip. It's okay though.
We've all been there. Look, I tell my audience about my situations and the reason why I stayed in those relationships. I've literally ignored red flags because I felt
Yeah.
like, and I can give an example. I ignored a red flag where a girl said to me, "Look, I like to check through phones," and I was like, "Well, I got nothing to hide, so I don't mind." But I ignored that red
Mm.
flag because I was like, "Well, my goodness should be able to,
Mm.
supersede your insecurity." Right? My goodness
Mm.
should be able to save your insecurity. So don't worry, I'm going to be as open and as thingy as whatever. But the person has an insecurity and they're going to keep on looking for something to find a flaw in. Do you know what I mean? So eventually, no matter how squeaky clean you are, they're going to find a speck of dirt. And when they find a speck of dirt, it's like, aha, I gotcha. And then when it gets you like that, that's how the toxic cycle begins to start. So a lot of times, even myself, it's wedged in my own ego, it's most of my own superiority, in my, I don't want to say goodness, I want to say niceness, because we differentiate between good and nice on this channel. Niceness is not goodness. Niceness ends up in manipulation because you're trying to use, me being nice, quote unquote, as a way to retrieve something. Whereas goodness is about, that's my quality intrinsically. I just do these things because I want to do them. I'm not doing it to get something back.
I usually say good and kind, but I say, nice and kind, but I like
that's nice, the same, nice and kind is
good better. But yeah. I will say that was another flaw that I had in our marriage. I got to a point to where he wasn't communicating with, it didn't even get to the point. It was from the beginning where he wasn't communicating with me at all. And the only way that and this is when I knew I should have left, but it became this pattern where the only way that I would be able to get the truth or like seek out truth is by going through his phone. And I felt disgusting doing that because it's an invasion of privacy. And if you feel like you have to go through your partner's phone, like, why are you with them? Why are you with them? But it became this cycle of like, something's happening. He's not telling me what's happening. I'm asking, I'm trying to give him a soft place to land. He's not communicating with me. And then I would like go through his phone and I would always find something, because if you're looking, you're going to find something. You're going to find something. But granted, he was actually doing stuff. But even still, nonetheless, it became this bad pattern, this terrible pattern. And that's when I realized I gotta go. I can't keep doing this. This isn't normal. This is toxic. This is really toxic. But yeah, that's another thing I regret. I wish I hadn't let it get to that point. I wish I was able to walk away before then. Because that's not me. That's really not me. I don't like going through people's phones. I don't want to feel like I have to go through your phone, you know? That's just toxic as fuck.
It is, but I guess in the moment, what you're kind of thinking in the moment is, you just want to know the truth. And I always tell this to people as well. Like, one thing about, and even since we're talking about cheating as well, because it's come up as before, one thing about cheating that I learned is that if someone cheats, it's better to tell the truth than to lie the whole way through. And I said, like, look, cheating is one thing, right? But cheating that comes with lies is soul destroying, because it actually destroys the reality of the other person that you're living with. I can never trust anything you ever say to me. Now, when I'm looking in your eye and you're telling me something, I have to try to figure out whether you're telling me the truth or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas if you came to me and said, listen, hey, I got caught, my bad. I did cheat. I did this. I did this. I did this. I did this. You can at least go, well, I know that once they got caught, they do tell the truth. If you don't tell me the truth, I now have to consider everything you do as being an action of, are they acting? Are they pretending? You know, like it's literally, it will create PTSD for you in other future relationships. It is soul destroying. Someone lies and cheats.
It really is. It really is. It really is. But that's why I also learned now, like, to never move that fast. I relinquished trust when there wasn't even a proper foundation for